In The Godfather Part II, one of the most ambiguous moments for me is the attack on Frank Pantangelli. I've always wondered, was it a failed assassination attempt or a carefully calculated intimidation? And what does it say about the chess game between Michael Corleone and Hyman Roth? To understand this, we need to break down the scene itself, analyse the motives behind the attack, the different theories surrounding it, and how these different interpretations shift the power dynamics. But who is Frank Pantangelli? Just a goat. This loyal capo took over the Corleone family's operations in New York after Peter Clemenza's death of a supposed heart attack, although it could have been foul play. As Willie Chichi says,
No, there was no heart attack.
Pantangelli was obviously a trusted man in the organization, as Michael tells him,
I like you. You were loyal to my father for years.
Consequently, Frankie Five Angels ran things in New York with Michael's blessing. However, he quickly found himself in a battle for territory with the Rosatos brothers, who were backed by Hyman Roth, Michael's true adversary. What led up to the attack? As we've said, Frank Pantangelli took over the Corleone family's operations in New York, but soon found himself at odds with the Rosatos brothers, who sought control of his territory with backing from Hyman Roth. Pantangelli refused to yield, escalating tensions between him and the Rosatos. When he visits Michael in Lake Tahoe, he asks Michael to take them out. Michael refuses. Meanwhile, Roth, looking to expand his influence in Cuba, sees Michael Corleone as a growing obstacle and sought to weaken him by targeting his allies, including Pantangelli. Plus, he was looking for a little old-fashioned revenge. Michael, caught in the middle, visits Frankie at his former home in New York, urging Pantangelli to make peace with the Rosatos, so that Roth, the true mastermind behind the attack on the compound, thinks their business partnership is still good, while he figures out who the traitor in his family was. Frankie agrees to finally meet the Rosatos brothers, despite what can only be described as deep reluctance. In one of the film's most debated scenes, Pantangelli is ambushed as he goes to settle his affairs with the Rosatos brothers at Michael's behest. Does that mean Michael ordered the hit as he had told Roth in Miami in an earlier scene?
Pantangelli is a dead man. You don't object?
These small potatoes.
No, the Corleones may have committed many crimes, but this isn't one of them. This is made clear with what Michael tells Roth here.
Who had Frank Pantangelli killed?
The Rosato brothers.
I know. But who gave the go-ahead? I know I didn't.
The Rosatos brothers, acting under Hyman Roth's orders and protection, restrain Frankie, saying,
Michael Corleone says hello.
Before they can finish the attack, a police officer arrives, interrupting them and thereby saving Pantangelli's life. So, was killing Pantangelli their true intention, or was it merely to intimidate the Corleone capo regime? Roth was a master strategist after all, always thinking 10 steps ahead. Here's where things get interesting. One popular theory suggests that the Rosatos were supposed to eliminate Pantangelli.
Michael Corleone says hello.
Could have been a deliberate attempt to frame Michael for the hit, turning Pantangelli's allies again. But there's one problem. If their goal was a clean kill, why not just shoot him? Why waste time talking? Strangulation is slow, risky, and easily interrupted. In this scenario, Roth, via the Rosatos brothers, was waging psychological warfare, wanting to make Frank believe Michael wanted him dead. The police interference might have saved Pantangelli's life, but the method itself raises doubts. After all, the Rosatos had plenty of time to kill Frank. Which brings us to another theory that posits Roth didn't want Pantangelli dead. He wanted him angry, scared. The phrase
Michael Corleone says hello
could have been planted to make Pantangelli think Michael had betrayed him. That strategy worked beautifully, as Tom Hagen admits to Michael later in the film. Pantangelli, believing Michael had turned against him, agreed to testify against the Corleones in the Senate hearings. Roth didn't need a dead Pantangelli, he needed a Pantangelli ready to talk. And talk he did. For a while at least. There are other related theories. In one scenario, Roth orchestrated absolutely everything, including the timing of the cops' arrival, to ensure Pantangelli felt abandoned. If true, this was a masterstroke on Roth's behalf. There is a wrinkle to this scenario. Some reports claim that the now iconic line,
Michael Corleone says hello,
was improvised. If true, it deepens the scene's ambiguity. Perhaps they did mean to kill Pantangelli. They just wanted to make Frankie think that Michael had betrayed him as one last twist of the metaphorical knife. Regardless of the true intent, the Rosato brothers' attack shaped the fate of the Corleone family. It led to Pantangelli flipping on Michael at the Senate hearings, while Hyman Roth almost got one over on Michael. And in a sense, he did, as Michael became ever increasingly ruthless and paranoid. By the end of the film, Michael has lost not just his allies, but his own brother Fredo. Meanwhile, Frankie dies a Roman death at Michael's request, as transmitted to him by Tom Hagen in so many words. However, the damage is done by then. The Rosatos may not have succeeded in killing Pantangelli, but their actions helped unravel the Corleone Empire. So, did the Rosatos mean to kill Frank Pantangelli? The truth may never be known for sure, but here's my theory. My thought is that the Rosatos did in fact mean to kill Pantangelli, but in the most personal way possible, strangulation. However, the cop entered the bar completely by accident and stopped the assassination. However, because the Rosatos had planted the idea of Michael's betrayal in Frankie's mind, Roth was able to leverage this against Michael in the Senate hearings. But that's just my theory. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and see you all in the next video. Until then, take care, and bye for now.